Coming up, Tzu Chi volunteers in Hong Kong held a winter aid distribution for seniors in Kowloon. And we take a look back at how Tzu Chi volunteers have helped change inmates' lives around. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Mary Lee. Thank you for joining us. We begin today's program in Hong Kong. Tzu Chi volunteers held a winter aid distribution in Kowloon for 138 seniors. In addition, vegetarian restaurant owner Zheng Chao, who has been giving away free meals twice a month to seniors, helped provide a hot lunch at the event as well. Before the winter aid distribution began, rain started pouring down. Thus, Tzu Chi volunteers quickly made sure the tent is leak-proof. This winter aid distribution for 138 recipients in Hong Kong was made even better thanks to Zheng Chao.
Thanks to everyone for coming. I'm glad to see everyone in such good health.
Zhen, who is a vegetarian restaurant owner, has been giving away free lunches to seniors twice a month since 2014.
The meals are made by me because the master taught us that if we are going to give out something, we must put our heart into it.
Besides providing a delicious meal, volunteers also led all to sing and dance.
I saw them with the radio and clapping and dancing, so I joined in. Everyone had a good time.
Senior Zhang Jiao isn't only here to receive a hot meal, she's also here to share her story. As it's before the Lunar New Year, volunteers hand out items these seniors may need for their celebrations.
There are 10 items, including rice and oil, in the aid pack to bring about auspiciousness. We hope this brings everyone good luck in the new year.
Here in Hong Kong, the volunteers strive to accompany the seniors every step of the way, warming up their hearts this winter. Students from Pingtung University of Science and Technology's Department of Hotel and Restaurant Management are sending love to remote areas in Taiwan. In partnership with the charity organization Taiwan Saint Foundation, the students arrived at a local elementary school, bringing special treats for the children. Afterwards, the college students stayed behind to play some games with their younger students, giving them an experience of what it's like to walk a mile in the shoes of a disadvantaged person. Let's take a look at this fun-filled day. Volunteers from the National Pingtung University of Science and Technology's Department of Hotel and Restaurant Management have arrived at Jiayi Elementary in Pingtung's Majia Township to cook lunch for some of its students. This actually isn't the first year students from MPUST have participated in such an event, and they hope their younger schoolmates will continue this tradition.
We do this every year, and we want to pass it on to next year's students. They can come to this elementary or others to help the children.
It feels like we're giving back to the community because our school is near here.
I'm happy that I can apply what I've learned to help people, and it's quite fun to do this in a group.
Fries and hamburgers are something children in urban areas have easy access to, but it's not so for these children of remote areas. Thus, a charity organization especially put together a mobile food truck to bring these savory items to them.
We have brought over the kitchen equipment to fry up hamburgers and fries for the children. When they take that first bite, they will feel our love for them.
Taking a big bite, these children's faces beam with happiness at the simple meal made with love. After the students took in the delicious lunch, the staff of Taiwan Saint Foundation arranges some games, such as a lip-reading contest, for the students to put themselves in the shoes of the disabled.
I've realized the difficulties handicapped people go through. I count my blessings that I can see and hear.
We can see and have our vision intact, so we are blessed.
Getting an experience in how difficult it is for those who suffer from hearing, visual, and physical impairments, the students realize the importance of having a compassionate heart.
If someone is pregnant, then I should yield my seat to her.
Giving within their means, the students donate what they can to the charity.
We asked them to prepare coins, a receipt, or even a thank you card, so they understand that they too have the power to give.
As the day's activity comes to an end, the children sing to express their gratitude. Volunteers' love has also inspired compassion in the hearts of these children. Moving our camera to Malaysia, as the Chinese New Year is quickly approaching, Tzu Chi Kuala Lumpur and Selangor chapter organized a year-end banquet at the Jingsi Hall for 216 care recipient families. The day of the event, members of the Tzu Chi Performers Association of Malaysia also took the opportunity to entertain the participants. The care recipients not only enjoyed the festivities, but also walked away with gifts full of the volunteers' well wishes.
Over 200 families under Tzu Chi's care come to celebrate the Lunar New Year at the Jingsi Hall today. Grandma Lim Thoi Yat, the first care recipient in Selangor, has been receiving Tzu Chi's assistance for 20 years. It shows Tzu Chi's care has always been there.
I am happy that Tzu Chi cares for me. Tzu Chi volunteers visit me every month. I like it a lot.
The songs for the Chinese New Year are being played at the event. Amy, who has been living in Malaysia for 15 years, doesn't understand the lyrics, but she likes to join Tzu Chi activities.
It's comfortable here. I am curious at why Tzu Chi helps me. I'm a Muslim, but Tzu Chi still helps me. Tzu Chi helps Chinese and also Malays. Master, thank you very much.
Care recipients gather to enjoy delicious vegetarian dishes and to celebrate the Lunar New Year. Even the God of Fortune also comes to celebrate the occasion with them. In addition to the meals, there are also over 20 volunteers giving free haircuts, so the care recipients can welcome the Lunar New Year with their new looks.
I've picked up toys and clothes, so I'll have new clothes for the new year.
Everyone can pick out 3 pieces of clothing here, and adults and children seem to be looking for treasure. Happy time always goes by fast, so the volunteers capture the moment with cameras.
I'm his god sister. I'm happy to have this photo because I haven't taken any photo with him before. I like it.
Care recipients also receive gift packs embedded with Tzu Chi volunteers' well wishes for them to enjoy a wonderful new year.
Staying on the topic of year-end celebrations, the Tzu Chi Philippines chapter held 2 year-end blessing ceremonies at the Marikina Environmental Education Center. Many local volunteers joined the ceremony along with some scholarship recipients who had high hopes for the new year. Inspired by Tzu Chi's kindness, many students hope that after graduating, they will be able to give something back to society.
At the Tzu Chi Marikina Environmental Education Center, there are over 800 volunteers and local residents present at the annual year-end blessing ceremony. Angelita Soriano learned about Tzu Chi after Typhoon Ketsana struck in 2009. She can't believe 5 years have passed.
Tzu Chi helped my daughter and me a lot. This year I want to work harder than ever as a volunteer to help as many people as I can.
Even though my home isn't perfect, we've become a part of the Tzu Chi family. Now my mother and I have so many brothers and sisters to share our love and joy. We are now also able to help others.
The chance to help others is a blessing. With Tzu Chi's financial assistance, Ferdinand Kabading Jr. was able to go to school. He hopes that after graduation, he will be able to return some kindness to his community.
I hope I'll find work after graduation, then I can give back to Tzu Chi. Not just because Tzu Chi helped me, but because I really want to help others.
At the 2 year-end blessing ceremonies, Tzu Chi volunteers encouraged vegetarianism, proper living, and showed a video promoting the Foundation's mission worldwide.
Papasalamat po ako sa mga
I really enjoyed the film The Volunteers showed. There was a lot of stuff there for us to take back and share with our friends and family.
nalalaman na pwedeng i-share sa iba.
From January to December, marami pong natulungan ang Tzu Chi. Kaya na-encourage din kami na tumulong sa ibang tao.
The year-end blessing ceremony is an occasion to look back on the past and also a time to consider the work of spreading love in the coming year.
We begin the second part of our program with the continuing report on Tzu Chi 50th Anniversary Series. As a part of Tzu Chi's charity mission, volunteers in Taiwan began extending their assistance to prison inmates in 1989. Since then, Tzu Chi volunteers, Tzu Chi's medical personnel, teachers, and even Dharma masters have done their part to help inmates escape the poverty and violence that may have once dominated their lives. Next, we meet a former inmate who has turned over a new leaf thanks to Tzu Chi's long-term assistance.
手刚好跨在这里的时候，很舒服吧？我后悔的是我离开我的孩子。以前自己害孩子气，其实是完全是我自己个人的错误。以后我知道了，我永远都不能够去做这种事情。
Before Arong went to jail, she had to look after her father with dementia and face her failed marriage. Life was too hard for her, so she gave up. She broke the law and went to jail, bringing her youngest child along when he wasn't even 3 years old.
I could not describe it. My heart went out to her, and I wish I could take her out of there.
我恨不得可以把他带出来。
As Arong repented for her wrongdoings in the prison, some strangers touched her heart.
当时我遇到他们的时候，
When I first met them, I felt that they were spreading love like a mother who does not give up on her
就
child.
像
We treated her like our family and looked after her.
不要切给。
After serving her sentence, Arong learned to be strong and persistent.
即便他犯了错，
Although she committed wrongdoings, she already served her sentence, so I hope the public will give her a chance.
剪刀不可以玩。
Through the help of Tzu Chi and government, Arong is now working to support her 4 children and making up for what she has missed.
你有没有听老师的话？老师今天有没有给你好棒？有啊。有哦，老师今天有给你好棒哦。我现在宁愿少赚钱，我要把这个时间留给他们，给他们完整的人生。
For inmates, serving sentences may also mean a chance to start anew. The Agency of Corrections designed the inmate education program that is divided into different stages: prison adjustment, behavioral change, mental health, and returning to society.
Since the government's resources are limited, we need assistance from civil organizations. But some detention centers are in remote areas, so it is hard for them to recruit volunteers who can help teach inmates.
Since 1989, Tzu Chi volunteers have begun to extend their assistance to inmates in Taoyuan, Taipei, Yilan, Hualien, Taichung, Keelung, Kaohsiung, and Penghu.
In the beginning, the inmates had a hard time accepting us. In early days, women could not enter jails for male inmates, but we went there with doctors.
你不能由你种进去。
The volunteers began with health education, and later, Dharma masters from Jingsi Abode also joined them in teaching inmates.
They are at a loss temporarily. We tell them about Buddhist teachings so they can learn about the principle of cause and effect. If they accept what we say, they will change.
Being deeply moved, some inmates at a prison in Hualien even asked to take refuge in the Buddha.
他们皈依的华号是用戒，戒律的戒。
Then, 41 inmates became Buddhists and learned about the meaning behind taking refuge in the Buddha from Tzu Chi followers. For more than 20 years, Tzu Chi volunteers have been sharing Jingsi aphorisms with the inmates and helping them find the correct life values.
Dùng 爱的方法来引导人往这个正确的方向走。希望我们的社会要有更多人的善念善行，人与人之间的爱都发挥，那么恶呢，让它呢消弭，这才能呢让我们的人间平安
Tzu Chi is a well-organized volunteer organization. I think it is the most popular organization for inmates and corrections agencies.
After being through life's trials and tribulations, inmates can still embrace a bright future by illuminating the light in their hearts.
Taiwan isn't the only country Tzu Chi volunteers have ventured into to bring spiritual support to the inmates. In 2013, Tzu Chi volunteers in Southern California of the United States began their outreach program to prison inmates. This program has produced amazing results at Clark County Detention Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. Despite the dangers of entering the prison, the volunteers from Los Angeles still visited to share Jingsi aphorisms with the prisoners.
I believe in evil. I mean, I see a lot of evil around here. Being in jail, you're surrounded by criminals amongst myself. So, yeah, definitely. I feel like I'm innocent. Like I shouldn't have been in here for this length of time for the crimes that I've committed. So I don't want to like, I don't know, socialize, so to speak. I'd rather do things on my own, or since I have a lot of quiet time out from the volumes or the noise that's outside of these walls, it's a good time to reflect and think of what you did wrong and how you can improve when you get out of here.
We have been sending Jingsi aphorisms to Las Vegas prison system. It has become one of the best requested books in the prison system.
The words 静思 means still thought or quiet contemplation. So there are at least 3 volumes, and each volume has around 200 aphorisms.
Personally, I myself got into Tzu Chi through reading Jingsi aphorisms. You know, my wife went to a ceremony and came back with this book. So I started reading it, and then I decided I want to be a volunteer.
As a child, I was probably about 10 or 11 years old in a small town down in Louisiana. And my daddy practiced law next door to the city jail. And I would be outside watching those people looking out the windows. And I would think, if only somebody could just go visit those people, maybe they wouldn't be so mean and scary.
So I brought up the idea, how about teaching a class in the prison using Jingsi aphorisms as the teaching guide.
I was just amazed that they wanted to come clear from Los Angeles. And so then I would have to pray double that it would work.
Sometimes we have issues with some volunteers that come in. They don't want to follow the rules, or they want to go out, do their own thing. And that's when we have to remove them from the program, because we do have some processes here. We are a secured facility, and we have to maintain that security.
And he told us very specifically, this is a non-hostage situation.
The no hostage policy.
Meaning that if we were taken hostage by the inmates, the prison will not negotiate.
We have never experienced a hostage situation in class, but that doesn't mean it cannot happen.
It's not like any other volunteer work. You know, this work does involve risk.
Returning to Taiwan, Tzu Chi volunteers have long been improving the living conditions of those in need as part of their care recipient program. In Kowloon, volunteers visited an elderly couple's home in the remote mountain regions to help make some repairs. Now with the temperatures dropping in the evening, on their most recent visit, volunteers also invited a handyman to install a water heater for the couple, giving them hot water to shower with and warmth in the days ahead. Mr. Song built his own house in Kowloon's mountain area 30 years ago, but there is no running water there. He also connected power wires to his house illegally, so the power is often cut off. Therefore, the volunteers decide to help him.
We just found out that when he takes a hot bath, he has to boil several pots of hot water. He's that old, and his hands shake often. What if he isn't careful and burns himself?
这师兄啊，水电的师傅，他来帮你把照明弄一弄。
Tzu Chi volunteers invited a handyman to help, but it is not an easy task. It isn't easy to bring the equipment up the hill, but he still does it with determination. Everyone works as a team to help. The handyman reconnects the power wires and changes the light bulbs to fluorescent lamps. As they tackle the mission of helping this family, the volunteers install a water heater and a generator to bring water to the house.
I've been here for over 10 years, but I haven't used any water heater before. Now I can use it happily. After using it, I feel very comfortable.
A handrail is also installed in the bathroom, so Mr. Song can use the bathroom more safely.
Wonderful, as the height is just right.
The volunteers once thought they only needed to install a water tank for the toilet, but soon realized the problem is more serious.
We installed a water tank for the toilet, but we didn't know the toilet is already broken, and we didn't notice he has rubbed it with tapes.
There is one last problem to be solved. Since Mr. Song and his wife saved miscellaneous items that clutter their house, the volunteers have to persuade them to clear things out.
I've been using these for over 30 years, and I have never changed them. You've given me new things, and also organized everything for me.
To thank the volunteers, Mr. Song wrote down his best wishes for the volunteers.
身体健康，心情愉快，心情愉快，就是感恩。不知道。
As it's nearing the Lunar New Year, Tzu Chi volunteers in Malaysia's Klang held a vegetarian banquet for 50 care recipient families. Volunteers put on a festive lion dance and distributed winter supplies to the families. And that's all the time we have for this Monday. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.